Hello and a very warm welcome to this morning show teeing off with RevSportz. It's a very important day in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. We saw the WPL Shefali Verma madness yesterday, but we'll start with what we are looking forward to in this Border Gavaskar Trophy series decider. It will be day 4 and India are batting trailing by 191. I have Joydeep Mukherjee with me, Devashish Sen and Athro Mukherjee joining straight from Ahmedabad. Athro, I'll come straight to you. What's the weather there like? I saw your tweet. You wrote it's overcast this morning. What's the condition there right now?
Thankfully, it was not that warm. I mean, for the day to begin with. But the forecast is like normal. I mean, it's going to clear out, and although it's a little slightly overcast at the moment, but things are
Hmm.
slightly. I mean, things are gradually clearing out, and the forecast is another warm day. Temperature in the mid 30s.
Hmm.
No forecast of rain.
Right. No forecast of rain. Joydipda, if I have to come to you, the biggest question right now here, we can see the visuals sent by Atros outside the Narendra Modi Stadium, and you can see there are fans. There are fans, and everybody will be flocking into the stadium today because,
What's
first of all,
what's
it's
what's Virat Kohli doing
yes.
outside? He should be in the nets.
Absolutely, and that is where I was coming to. Sunday morning, Virat Kohli batting at 59. Fans will be eager to see that triple-digit score. Joyda, what's your thoughts on that? 59. Can Virat Kohli break that gap and score his first Test century since 2019, where he scored that against Bangladesh in Eden Gardens? Can he do that?
I think if he doesn't get out in the first half an hour, then he will.
Mhm.
Because although he's 59 not out, he got to get set again. And I've been not
Right,
out and go and bat the next day. The only good thing is that you've got some runs against you. But the feel
right,
totally goes. You're going to bring it back again. A lot of times people
right.
feel that, okay, just because you're in 59, you go and take stance and you felt like you felt at 4:30 last evening. That does not happen.
Right,
And some days it's a
right.
lot better than what it was the previous day. Some day it's the same,
Mhm.
and some day it's below par. So that is something that you only get to know once you get there. But the good thing
Right,
was that he played 130, 40 balls. This is the sort of
right,
pitch where stroke making is also not very easy. It's slightly on the
right.
slower side. Another round of mowing will happen today. A little more grass would come off. So it'll get
Mm.
slower, lower. So this is not the wicket. This is not the gamma where you can just milk it around. It's not like that. That's why even somebody like a Shubman Gill, he was grinding it out. Khwaja grinded it out. Khwaja's
Mm.
got 14 test hundreds, and some of them in the
Right,
Ashes and all have been superb. A lot of strokes. This is not the pitch that's conducive for a lot of free stroking play. Because as we saw with the Rohit
right,
Sharma dismissals, balls can come slowly off the pitch. So you got to be very, very careful. So today is a very important day.
right.
The way the New Zealand Bangladesh Test match is going on, and Sri Lanka Test match is going on, and everything else that's happening. Today is the sort of day that, with no pressure, just bat. Take your time. Today is the sort of day. I said 600. I thought Australia should have got 700 in the first
Mm.
innings. That's how good the wicket was. They threw it away. We saw the dismissals. Whether it's Travis Head, Labuschagne, Smith, I could go on and on and on.
Right.
But I
Mm.
really feel this is a sort of wicket where Virat Kohli could be 240, Pujara could be, Jadeja could be 100, Iyer could be
Mm.
90. This is a lot of, but time will be taken, and that is something India has with them. They have time in their hand.
Right,
They don't have to win the Test match.
right, right. They don't have to win the test match. That is something which is very important. But yes, they will have to make sure they don't lose this one as well. Devashish, if I have to come to you, Virat Kohli, Ravindra Jadeja batting. What are you expecting? What are you expecting from this day? Are you seeing them score big, or are you seeing this pitch break down a bit from the second session onwards?
It will break, no doubt, but the problem is that the ball, it is very slow wicket. So
Mm.
spinners will have to toil hard to pick wickets, and you have
Right,
to wait for the batsman to make mistake rather than them getting
right,
wicket, taking wickets. It has to be the batsman who commits mistake. And as you said,
right.
obviously, as Joydipta rightly said, that if Virat stays there in the middle for half an hour, if he grinds for the first session, first half an hour, 1 hour, then he century is in the offing. He will take that century
Mm.
in his stride.
Right from the stadium, how was the atmosphere yesterday when Virat Kohli was batting? He had to take his bat up twice because of that short run. And how was the entire atmosphere when we did that and he went past his 50-run mark?
But it was quite noisy. I mean, it was last few days we hadn't heard that kind of noise in the last first couple of days, and it was
Hmm.
people wanted to get those runs and people celebrated and those runs and people celebrated that okay got to the 50.
Hmm.
So it was quite noisy. Let's put it simple.
Hmm. The ball is still a bit hard, and we have seen that in this test, particularly, the majority of runs have come when the ball has been hard enough to travel across to the boundary rope. Do you think that that phase will be crucial, the first hour, the first session, where Virat Kohli, Ravindra Jadeja will have to take a fresh guard?
See, first session of a test match on any day, it's going to be are generally crucial because as Joydeep was
Hmm.
mentioning, start from zero. No matter how many runs you have
Hmm.
under your belt. So they start
Right.
from they go to a new beginning. Yeah, the good thing is the Virat Kohli has some runs under his belt. He's 59 not out, but the first session is going to be quick because India are not out of trouble yet. I mean, yeah, I mean the total they have is a very formidable total, but they have a lot of work to do. I mean, their job is not done yet.
Hmm.
They're still 190 behind, and if there is a collapse, nobody knows
Right.
what happens. So like a sizable lead, then anything can happen. So India's first objective is to rule out that possibility. For that, they have to bat. They have to apply themselves again and hit
Hmm.
as many runs as possible. As Joseph was saying, you don't have to win this match. Just bat it out. So they have to be there
Just bat it out.
batting. So I think they would like to do what they did yesterday.
Hmm.
Run rate will
But yes, but Joyda, coming to you, I mean, I've seen, I was scrolling through social media yesterday, and I saw that many of the fans are saying, okay, this pitch is a batting belter. Why not score 350 on day four and give a sizable amount of lead, get a sizable amount of lead. But my question is, are we in a position to even think about taking a 150, 180 run lead here? Because we don't know. There might be a collapse if we chase those runs. If we go after those runs with greater intent, then we might even see a collapse. Nathan Lyon bowling. Todd Murphy was really good yesterday. Even Kunaman, when he came in, he was bowling really well. So are we in a position to rush after runs, or is it a patience game right now?
Yeah, it is the patience game because of the pitch. I think this is the sort of pitch if you
Hmm.
try to bat at 3.5, 4 runs and over, then you could end up losing wickets. But if you bat at 2.7, 2.8, if the bowling is really not up to the mark, see, just like the batters come out and batting on 59, you come out and mentally you're in a good place because of you're on 59,
Hmm.
but physically you start
Hmm.
from zero. When you
Right.
actually start on zero, yesterday you're mentally on zero and physically on zero. But now mentally you're up there because you've got some runs under your belt, so you're confident, you're feeling good. And you look at your name, you
Hmm.
see 59 next to it. That's really nice. But physically you are on zero because you got to start again.
Hmm.
And sometimes the body is sore, stiff, whatever. So similarly for the it's same for the bowlers. The bowlers have also bowled a lot
Hmm.
yesterday. So how the ball comes over the hand, I thought the Aussie spinners bowled better than the Indian spinners did as a
Right.
unit. I think if you take Ashwin aside, all three of them together, they were better because the reason is that our spinners are more used to, except Ashwin, all our spinners are more used to bowling on turning tracks, where all you got to
Right.
do is come and put the ball on the spot and it does the job. Whereas
Hmm.
the Aussie spinners don't play on such turners, they play on good wickets. So they learn
Hmm.
to drift the ball, they toss it up in the air, they get turned, they
Hmm.
work the angles. So that is the reason why, yeah. So why do you want to bat again in this test match? I mean, what is going to happen if you get them all out? You try and get 600, and if they falter at 150 for five in their second innings on the fifth day, then they're under pressure. You still got some runs, so you take your
Hmm.
time. And these opportunities in test match in today's day and age, this is how test match was played when we were young. 500,
Hmm.
600, 700. In fact, I was telling them yesterday, Mama would know, I mean, Atreya would know that when we played Ranji Trophy, this is how Ranji Trophy was 600
Hmm.
runs, Raman Lambat, 1100 runs in the season, Arun Lal, 1000 runs in the season. If you look at now, 500 runs in the season is phenomenal. because it's green
Right.
tops, it's about 6 points, it's about results. So the whole scenario of the game has changed. So in test matches, because to be in the World Test
Hmm.
Championship, you have to win test matches, so it's about winning. So you won't get such opportunities much. This buffet is a really good one. Enjoy the meal.
Hmm. Absolutely. This after the previous three games, this pitch definitely sounds like a buffet for all the batters. But
And
Devashish coming to
and
yes.
and limited menu in the WTC final as well at the Oval. So let's see.
Of
Load
course,
up.
and we have load up, definitely load up because Sri Lanka have taken a lead of 260 runs in Christchurch, and that game is also spicing up a lot. But Devashish, coming to you, I mean Virat Kohli, we saw what Shubman Gill did yesterday. That was a fabulous century. But if Virat Kohli gets to that triple digit mark today, can India celebrate? Can India start celebrating this match as a whole, even if it ends up in a draw? Will fans be satisfied with the century of Prince and a King? But is the century more important than the win here? What's your thought?
Yeah, ideally, obviously, the team comes first, which we all.
Hmm.
But having said that, someone of the caliber of Virat to have waited for almost 2.5 years to get his three-figure mark, if he does reach there, so it's a long wait. It's a
Hmm.
long wait,
Hmm.
and particularly when you look at the likes of Kane Williamson or a Steve Smith or a Joe Root scoring runs at will, means they have
Hmm.
all hundreds in during this period. So
Hmm.
it was surprising to see Virat missing. So if he does get, and obviously, I would hope that there will be a better turnout, considering that
Hmm.
Virat is on 59, which is the case for normally on all venues. See, if Virat or a Rohit Sharma is overnight not out on a 50 or a 60, and you will expect more crowds to go because it's a celebration. Let's put it, because Virat
Hmm.
Kohli matter is it's a celebration if he goes on to score his Test 100. And remember, Test 100 is always a Test 100, so it can't
Hmm.
get bigger than this. Kavita,
Right. Right. Right.
you are mute.
I said
Yeah.
Joydeep is on mute. Yes.
yeah, he's in a once in a lifetime player. You know, you got to get as much as you can. You know, the Gavaskar when I was growing up, then the Tendulkar, then the Virat. These are once in a lifetime player. You actually understand their value once they give up playing. It's after Sachin stopped playing you
Hmm.
realize that every day what we saw, and we won't see that anymore. Once in a lifetime player.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that is why I'm emphasizing that three-digit mark after 2019. I think that needs to be achieved. If India wants to celebrate this Sunday, I think Virat Kohli reaching the triple-digit mark will be the best thing to happen on this weekend. Arthur, coming to you, let's shift our focus to a bit on the Australian bowlers. Ravichandran Ashwin gave us a beautiful spell, 6 wickets. Nathan Lyon, day four pitch. Todd Murphy, day four pitch. Kuhneman, day four pitch. Sure, focus on Australian spinners as well. The spin troika.
See, I think there'll be a little bit more. I mean, it may not be very significantly more, but there'll be little bit more for the spinners than it was on the first 3 days. Yesterday, towards the end of
Hmm.
the ball started spinning a bit, although it was not very alarming, not very. It was more or less slow turn, but there was
Hmm.
turn, and it was visible more than the first 2 days. So today, you
Hmm.
expect that more than yesterday as the days as the day goes on, and
Hmm.
batting slightly and the wicket is slow. So batting
Right.
may be difficult than it was on the first 3 days. But having said that, it's
Hmm.
still I don't think there'll be demons in the pitch. I mean, if you apply yourself if you are willing to grind it out, I think it's still
Hmm.
going to be a good batting wicket, and India will have to bat for as long
Hmm.
as possible. Because whether Virat Kohli scores a century or not, whether somebody else scores a century or not, from the team point of view, that is not going to be very important. As a collective unit, India will have to bat it out for at least 2 sessions. And if in the process Virat Kohli gets 100 or gets and goes on
Hmm.
after, it will be a great achievement. It will be fantastic from a fan's point of view.
Hmm.
But team's point of view, they have to keep batting on for as long as they can.
Hmm. Right, but Joyda, I mean, we are talking about Virat Kohli for obvious reasons. But as we were talking, that let's get a lead of 150, 180. Fans are saying let's get a lead of 150, 180, and that means you'll have to score quickly. How crucial will Shreyas Iyer be there? Turning track, he's a master of spin bowling. He can score quite briskly as well. So how important will be the role of Shreyas Iyer there? Because I mean, if Virat Kohli or Ravindra Jadeja gets out and then followed up by Shreyas Iyer, then India will be in a spot of bother. So how crucial will be that role today?
Now, the way I see this, and I would have planned this, is that I'll bat the whole day today.
Hmm.
And I don't need, this is the sort of wicket where you cannot ask Shreyas Iyer to go and bat at 90 strike rate, because then his chances of
Right.
getting out are increasing. Then you're letting Australia back in the game. So you bat
Hmm.
out the whole day, 180 overs left in the game. That's a lot of cricket left.
Right.
And
Right.
if the pitch deteriorates on day 5, then Jadeja and Akshar and Ashwin will be unplayable tomorrow. But so bat the whole day
Mm-hmm.
today. If you bat 90 overs, you score 250 runs in the whole day. So now you are leading by what, 300, about 100. Okay, you up that.
Mm-hmm.
Once you're about to declare, you get another 50. You lead by 200 and you let it go. And strange things have happened. Now the idea is to give the pressure back to the Aussies. Right now the pressure is still on us.
Right.
So we try to up the
Right.
ante. We get out for 100 less, and they get 150, and they put us back in. They've got nothing to lose. They will, because they've lost the series anyway. So they will try and
Right.
will give us in. They don't care if they lose 3-1. Okay, so
Hmm.
that's the reason why they will put us in. So when they put us in, why face the pressure? So take your time,
Hmm.
and this is a perfect opportunity for everybody to play at their own pace. Now, when you go out to bat, everybody has their own way of playing, everybody has their own way of handling things. It also depends how your rhythm is. So if Shreyas Iyer gets going and belts a few, it depends how the bowlers are bowling. It depends how much Mitchell Stark bowls, and there's the draft created for the right-hander on the offside. So that's why we've seen every end when Mitchell Stark is bowled, the off spinner from the other end is bowled over the wicket. But from the end where
Right.
the right arm seamers have bowled, the off spinners have bowled round the wicket. And so there's a plan in place. It's evident. But there's
Hmm.
no reason for us to go and play beyond ourselves, because not too many times in Test cricket against Australia will you get an opportunity to just lay back and smell the roses, and this is one such.
Hmm. Very important point. Arthur, I know you'll have to go. You'll have to head into the stadium. Your final thoughts of the day. Sum this day for us. Preview this day for us from the stadium. What to expect, what to not expect from you, Arthur, right from the stadium.
See, I think let's be realistic and not look at a lead of 150. Let's not one
Hmm.
lead of getting 630 or thereabouts, and which is in the which
Hmm.
is around long way away. So let's be realistic.
Hmm.
Let's be pragmatic. Let's react to the situation instead of getting into idealistic situations. So
Hmm.
take it wa- half an hour by half an hour, not even by hour by hour. Take it half an hour by half an
Hmm.
hour. See how it goes. I mean, maybe at tea time, maybe 1 hour after lunch, you can reassess, and if you have wickets in hand, you reassess, and then you think
Hmm.
need to force that need to that of the innings or all that can be thought about later. But to begin with,
Hmm.
again, it's a game of patience. They have to be there. I mean, the first priority should be to not lose wickets. That's it. I mean, for the
Right.
for the first 3 hours of the day, India, that's what India should be doing.
Hmm.
We know
That's
that.
what India should be doing. Thank you so much, Atrio, for joining. We'll be again having you in our post-match show, post-day show. So enjoy the match, and hopefully Virat will and enjoy that Virat Kohli century. Hopefully,
Goodbye.
Devashish, coming to you. If I have to talk about one aspect which really impressed me yesterday was Steve Smith's captaincy. Possibly he's playing his last test match on Indian soil, getting to captain Australia again in test jersey. How impressive was that? Leg side pack. He was very good. He was very good with his field placements as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And the entire body language, saw a transformation in the body language of the Australian ever since he took over after Pat Cummins went back for
Hmm.
and yes, you truly, because the next series in India is 4 years down the line. So whether
Right.
Steve Smith will be available or whether Steve Smith will play. So ideally for him, he would go out on a high. Means obviously to be playing
Hmm.
a test series. He haven't won a test series, remember, and he
Right.
won't need this back, but at least he can take it back that he has led Australia to that only single win in on this trip. And if he
Hmm.
goes on to make it 2-all, that will be a perfect icing on the cake, because taking over the reins after Australia were 2-0 down and to drawing the series from here on, that will be a perfect thing for Steve Smith. And who knows, maybe it might influence the Australian selectors to give him a bigger role, bigger responsibility for the Ashes, because that is what
Hmm.
Australia will do. Because Pat Cummins, the way he led, has been a disappointment in the first two Test matches. He was all over the place, but Steve Smith.
Hmm.
Again, getting him that responsibility. Sometimes when you give responsibility, you get the best out of players. Some
Right.
few players are born leaders. Steve Smith is one among them. So Australian selectors will be um, uh, itching to give Steve Smith a bigger role.
Hmm. Absolutely, but that is something for the later series. Steve Smith, if he joins Pat Cummins proactively in the leadership group, then that will be the best thing for Australia. But Joydeep, coming to you, I mean, we have talked about the spinners' role, Nathan Lyon, Kuhneman, Todd Murphy. But how important will be Mitchell Stark today? Because after, as we said, it's a bit of overcast, and captain might be tempted to hand the new ball to the hand the hard ball to the pacer as well. So, do you think Mitchell Stark has a role to play here, especially with the lower middle order expected to bat today?
Yeah, maybe he'll just come and try and polish off the tail. But I don't think he has that big a role. I think his role will be about creating the draft, bowling over the wicket and round the wicket. What he'll do
Hmm.
is for Jadeja, for the left arm spinner, he'll come and bowl round the wicket as well, and he'll bowl over the
Hmm.
wicket. And the follow through that he has, that is something that's allowed. So that is the
Hmm.
rough that's created. And I was telling Mama and Boria the other day that Saurav Ganguly said every time he played in India, he made sure there was left arm seamer playing because that's where the Harbhajan
Hmm.
Singh's potency. And I remember there was a test match in Calcutta where Jack Callis was on the fifth day overnight not out. I remember Mama was covering that. And uh,
Hmm.
Bhaji took 6 wickets from that one spot where I think it was either Nair or Zahir, I can't remember who was playing, or Irfan. One of them were playing. So that follow through, there was in the whole pitch, there was only one patch and from there Bhaji got six. So that's how important when there's nothing in the pitch, that rough, that footmark becomes something that the great bowlers can play with. So that's the reason why I think that'll be his role. Yes, he will come hard at you. He'll try and reverse the ball. He will do it for a bit, but it's hot. It'll be a 4 over 5 over spell. Then he'll be gone. What you have to put up with is Land 15 over spell, 13 over spell, Murphy 13 over spell, asking the questions. And this is the sort of pitch where your technique and everything has to be absolutely spot on. Otherwise, Pujara was a little bit loose and he got. Rohit was a little bit loose and he was
Hmm.
gone. So this is not the sort of pitch where you can just milk it. It's not Wankhede on a day three. It's just red soil and it's a walk in the park. It's not. There are runs there, but you got to work hard for it. Even somebody as gifted as Shubman Gill, even somebody as fluent as Shubman Gill, had to work hard for his runs because you saw Khwaja. You saw how Khwaja got runs. Now Khwaja's got 14 Test hundreds, and not all of them have been such a grind. But this pitch is a grind pitch, and whoever is willing to grind, there's plenty of runs in it. That's why Virat Kohli's put 128 balls for 59. He's put his ego aside. It doesn't matter about the strike rate. I'm going to get a double hundred here. I'm going to
Hmm.
play 325 balls over here. And that's what this pitch is. And that is what the greatness
And
of a player is. You sort of
yeah.
play to whatever you play to whatever the template is for the game. If there is whatever is required for the team and what is required to do, you do it. Now you make this pitch something else overnight, they'll play a different way. That's where class comes in. Clay court, tennis court, cement, different. That's how it is.
And as a general viewer, what sort of pitch you prefer to watch cricket on? Like the one we saw in Indore, or like the one we are seeing here in Ahmedabad?
I like to see the ones where the balance between bat and ball. I've always felt that in every cricket because
Hmm.
that's what this game is all about, Shubhan. It's the bowler who
Hmm.
hurls the ball and he starts the game and the batter reacts to it. So any game I watch, and sometimes I feel when I watch the one-day matches, they've become so predictable. 340, three
Right.
fifty, chase, not chase. I would love to see a one-day game where, 247 is a bit of a tight chase.
Hmm.
You see that in England.
Hmm.
So you make the conditions like that. You make it a green pitch, you make a slight turner. So the bowler also something in it. It's not that the bowlers are all
Hmm.
coming 10 overs 60, 10 overs 75, 10 overs 58, and then the batters come and have a meal. For me, I like to see a
Hmm.
contest, whether it's a 20-20, 50 overs, 100 overs. And this is
Hmm.
not a proper contest. This, I think, is too far in favor of the batters, and the previous three have been too far of the bowlers. Something in between would be perfect watch.
Mama, your thoughts, Devashish?
Yeah, I would also love to see a wicket where you have a even contest between bat and ball. It means a test match
Clearly
will
not the one. Clearly not the one in Rawalpindi right now in Pakistan Super League.
never, and also not the one that we had in Indore. Means test
Indore,
match getting over in
absolutely.
3 days.
Yeah.
You could feel for the fans, the broadcasters, and all the stakeholders, because ideally a test match, you see, we are not having crowds in test matches in
Hmm.
India. And if we are going to have
Hmm.
three match test matches, 3 day test matches,
Hmm.
the more and more the popularity of test matches will diminish. Means obviously,
Right.
How how about how about this New Zealand Sri Lanka Test match? How's that? That seems like an evenly contested one between ball and bat, maybe.
absolutely, yes, Joyda. I somehow agree with you, and we must give credit to the Sri Lankan batters, the way they batted on the day one,
Right.
on that
Right.
even weekend against the Wagner and the Tickner, the way especially Kushal Mendis, and
Hmm.
they batted well. They batted well.
That is the contest we're looking for. If you're up for
Hmm.
it, you'll get runs. If you're not up for it, you will falter. But at least there's a contest. It is up to your
Hmm.
skill set. It should not favor any one side. If your skill set is up, then you will score runs. Jimmy
How
Anderson in
disappointed?
Lord's.
How disappointed would be Rohit Sharma? I mean, Shubman scored a century. This was a batting duty yesterday. How disappointed would be Rohit Sharma, especially after the kind of shot he got out too?
Me or Mama?
Yeah, yes, yeah, anyone can take.
Mama,
Anyone can take.
Mama go.
Uh, uh, Luckily for Gujarat Cricket Association, it did not break any window panes or anything like that, because he will be pissed off to say the least.
Right,
There was only one fielder in Silimitam,
right.
and he kept and either side of that Silimitam fielder, it would be runs, and he put
Hmm.
placed it straight to the fielder placed for that shot. So he will be
You
Hmm.
know,
cursing himself.
as a batter on such pitches, it's happened to me also on easy pitches. I've gone out to a loose shot, and then you curse
Hmm.
yourself because you weren't tight enough for that one ball. See, when you play those balls, whether it's 100 balls, 200 balls, you're going to be tight for those 200 balls. Tight doesn't mean don't score runs. Tight
Hmm.
means that you play with the right intent. If you mentally get a little dhila, now that ball had nothing in it. If that ball was a really good ball, then so Rohit would have been full 100% attention. But because it was a
Right.
bit loose ball, your attention wavers a bit. Ah, man, what have I done? Like that. Because the moment the ball falls short and slow, you can hit it anywhere in the world. But that's when your focus drops a little bit. Because as a batter, when the ball leaves the bowler's hand, the first thing you're worrying about is getting out. Now that was not happening. Then you feel that okay, this is something I can let go. Ah, this is a run ball. This is a nothing ball, and then I hit it there. So this has happened to the best, but he learned. But I'm just saying that's how important. It's a one ball game, no second survey or nothing. That's the reason why the Rohit, the Pujaras, the Shubman, they've taken their time. They've seen what happened to Rohit, and they don't want another one or two because that'll affect the team also. Personally, yes, that'll affect, but also the team. See, Australia, Travis Head caught it mid on, gave it away. Labuschagne gave it away. No foot movement. Smith, nothing, gave it away. And then they all sit and watch Khwaja for a day and a half get 180.
Hmm.
And they are thinking we could have been 182, but look at his focus. And it's Khwaja's innings that has showed everybody in the Indian team how to score runs on this pitch. So everybody is taking that route. Now that's a route, it'll take you to the destination, a smooth ride. You want to take the quicker route, you're not sure you're going to get there. So why not take a trusted one that has yielded results already?
That's a route your fans would be expecting the likes of Virat Kohli, Ravindra Jadeja, even Shreyas Iyer to take today.
One the broadcasters will be the most happiest if Virat goes on to score the 100, especially with the World Test Championship, also with the same broadcasters. Just imagine the celebrations that Virat will do means once he goes on to reach that 100. So that
What
will be
about
Right,
your
right.
the
celebration?
World Test Championship final.
What will be your celebration?
Huh? Arey, come
What will
on. We'll have treat together.
I saw the
Mama
news
has
today.
said it on record. Mama has said it on record. We are going to play this clip again and again if Mama doesn't give us a treat. But
Treat,
final,
just want to make it clear on this platform. Treat means not huge treat. Treat can be a chocolate cake or a chocolate pastry
here
as
he
well.
goes. Here he is flipping. Here he is flipping right now, Jayadipta. You see, clever guy. But final prediction before we wrap this show. First of all, is Virat Kohli getting that century? Jayadipta, you first.
Yeah, in cricket, I never say. I hate predicting because when you do, things can go awry. I think I just want Virat to bat for 4 hours.
4 hours. Devashish?
If he bats till the lunch session, 100
Uh-huh.
in the making. 100 absolutely if he bats till lunch. 41 runs needed.
My final question, 290 for 3. India have taken the first run of this day 4. What will be the final score at the end of day 4?
India taking a lead.
Ooh, India taking a lead.
India definitely
555 all out.
Interesting.
555
555
all out.
all out.
India taking a lead.
India taking a lead. That means someone will have to go big. That's it. That's it, guys. I mean, let us know what you are thinking in the comment section below. Both of them, Joydeep Da Devashish, have said that India are taking the first innings lead. Virat Kohli, although they they are trying not to jinx it, but in their mind they have that Virat Kohli century already loading. But thank you so much, Joydeep Da. Thank you so much, Devashish, for joining for this morning show. We'll be again back with our post day and WPL preview show in the evening. Till then, enjoy the match.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.